Hello, how are you doing? I believe you are up and kicking by God's grace. We are so grateful to God for this powerful day, and today we have English language. Precisely, we're going to talk about writing or composition. So let's quickly look at our strand and our substrand regarding today's lesson. Alright then, so our strand for today is writing and our substrand is semi-formal letter. In our previous lesson, we looked at the definition of letter, the types of letters, so we quickly delve into the central idea of our lesson, that was informal letters or personal letters, or the friendly type of letter. We said that a letter is a written or printed message on personal or business stationery to friends, to relatives, to institutions, to businesses or government offices. And a letter is actually sent to the recipient in an envelope. Okay, and it is one of the ways to tell others or inform a person or a group of persons about something. And we also look at the types of letters. That is, we have three main types of letters. That is, one is informal or friendly letter, or the personal letter. We have formal or official letter. And then the third one, that is what we are going to talk about today, that is semi-formal letter. So let's really look at our objectives regarding today's lesson. Okay, so let's look at our objectives that we want to achieve by the end of today's lesson. By the end of today's lesson, you will be able to explain semi-formal letter. 2. Identify the features of semi-formal letters. Okay, one is explain semi-formal letters, and then the second one is identify the features of semi-formal letters. Before we quickly look at, or before we achieve these objectives, let's look at our keywords regarding the lesson. So our keywords, as you can see on the screen, we have 5 words, and these are words, some of the words that will come across as we progress with the lesson. We have letter, recipient, address, salutation, subscription. Let's go through the words one more time, and later on I would like you to repeat the words after me. Letter, recipient, address, salutation, subscription. Powerful. So I encourage you to go through the words one more time, or as many as you can by yourself. Make sure that you are conversant with the pronunciation as well as the spellings. Okay, so now let's move on to our first objective regarding the lesson. Now, what are semi-formal letters? Semi-formal letters. Semi-formal letters are letters written to adults who are known to you. For instance, your uncle, your aunt, your grandfather, your father, your mother, your friends, okay? Adults friends, okay? And then adults who are not known to you, such as your pen friends or your pen pals, okay? Who live outside the country. But I want you to bear in mind that writing this kind of letter, you're not writing to your friends as in your peers, okay? Or those that you have you're in the same age with. But these are a group of people who are older than you. So they are actually written to adults who are known to you and who are not really known to you. Okay? Alright then. Now, the language used in this type is not very official, okay? It's not very official. It is important, however, to use words that give the due respect, okay? The respect to elders, because as we explained earlier, that it is actually the type of letter written to adults, okay? Whether known or unknown. And also contracted form of verbs such as won't, can't, shan't, etc. cannot be used rather than, or rather we use will not, cannot, I am, etc. So unlike the friendly letter, we use contracted form of the verbs like won't, can't, shan't, okay, couldn't, shouldn't, and whole lot. But when it comes to the semi-informal letter, we don't use the contracted form of the verb. So you write the full word, that is, let's say, will not, could not, cannot, I am. So am over there is what I am. So we use all these when you are writing semi-informal letters. But when you are writing official, friendly letter, we use the contracted form. Won't, can't, shan't, and the likes, okay? But as I said, please take key notes of this. Semi-formal letter, we don't use contracted form of the verbs, okay, as you can see on the screen. So these are the features of semi-formal letters. Features of semi-formal letters. You know, the features of semi-formal letters are quite similar to that of the friendly or personal letters. Okay, so we have the writer's address, we have the date, we have the salutation, we have the body, and the body comprises three aspects. We have the introduction, the main purpose of the letter to the recipient, okay, the person receiving the information or the letter, okay, and then the third aspect of the body is what, conclusion. And then we have the fifth, that is, we have the fifth feature, subscription, and the last feature is what, writer's name. And in this, you write what, your full name. The writer's name must be written in full, both the surname, the middle name, okay, only that writer has what, the middle name, the surname, and then the first name, okay. Unlike the friendly or personal letter, where you are required to write only first name, the first name, but semi-formal letter, you write the full name of yourself, okay, the person writing the letter. I believe you are clear with it. So these are the features of semi-formal letter. Now, on these notes, we'll be taking the features or give a deeper explanation of the features when we in our subsequent lesson, when we are looking at the layout or the form of a semi-formal letter. So we look at, we grasp the understanding of the writer's address, the position where the address is supposed to be, the position of the date, the salutation, the body, how to start with the introduction, the main purpose of the message, how to go about it, the paragraphing, the punctuations, and the likes, okay. And then we shall also talk about the subscription and then the writer's name, okay. So on this note, we've come to the end of today's lesson. So our subsequent lesson will be talking about what? Good, the layout, and then we shall take them after the other for us to get a deeper understanding of the lesson, okay. All right, so we have come to the end of today's lesson. But before we close the curtains on this, let's quickly have a brief summary, or let's wrap up with our lesson. We said the semi-formal letters are letters actually written to adults who are known to you, okay, especially our parents, our grandparents, our uncles, our aunties, and adults who are not known to you, like your pen pals, okay, or your pen friends who are outside the country. And then we made mention of what the features of of semi-formal letter. We have the writer's address, that is the first feature, followed by the date. The third one is what, salutation or greetings, okay. And then we have what's the body, and the body consists of introduction, the main purpose of the letter to the recipient, okay. And then the third aspect of the body is what, the conclusion. And then we have one of the feature that is what, subscription. And then the last one is the writer's name, and the writer's name must be his or her full name. I hope you are clear with it. Thank you very much for your time, and on these notes, till I come your way again, it is your facilitator, Wilson. Bye bye.